Ever feel like airline bureaucracy is a many-headed monster standing right between you and your weekend plans? Yeah, me too. Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're turning you from a weary, stressed-out passenger into a savvy travel hero. We're equipping you with everything you need to successfully navigate JetBlue's same-day flight change policies. By the end of our time together, you're going to know exactly how to work the rules to your advantage, saving yourself time, money, and a whole lot of travel day anxiety.
Picture this. You're packed, you're at your hotel, and boom, life throws a massive curveball. Your meeting finishes 3 hours early, or maybe you see a huge storm system rolling into your destination and you realize you need to get out on an earlier flight. There is a very specific, highly relatable stress that comes with broken travel plans, right? That sudden rush of adrenaline, frantically scrolling on your phone, the total panic of needing to change your flight on the exact day you're supposed to travel. It's overwhelming, but take a breath because JetBlue actually offers some pretty solid options for getting you out of this exact jam.
Okay, let's dive right into how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll look at why you might need to change a flight, then break down the fares, fees, and rules. After that, we'll compare a confirmed switch versus flying standby. Then I'll walk you through a step-by-step change guide, share some insider pro tips and traps, and wrap up with a final checklist.
So, starting with part 1, why change your flight in the first place? Let's talk about the relatable travel pivot. You know how it goes. Maybe that huge client meeting wrapped up way ahead of schedule, and you just want to sleep in your own bed tonight. Or maybe family plans shifted, or you got stuck in completely horrible traffic. The good news here is that JetBlue generally does allow same-day flight changes. But, and this is a huge but, how easy it is, how much it costs, and whether it's even possible depends entirely on two things: the exact type of ticket you bought and the availability of open seats on the new flight. It's not just a free-for-all, it's a highly regulated system.
Which brings us to part 2, fares, fees, and rules. Basically, the true cost of flexibility. Here's the deal. Your fare type is essentially your destiny here. If you balled out a little and booked a flex fare, premium economy, mint, or if you rock that JetBlue Mosaic Elite status, you're sitting pretty. You can usually make a same-day change without paying any change fees, and even better, you don't have to pay a fare difference. Now, if you want with a standard or base fare like Blue or Blue Plus, you're still in the game, but a flat fee is going to apply. But listen up, because this is crucial. If you bought a Blue Basic fare, that's JetBlue's most restrictive basic economy ticket, on or after March 18, 2024, you are completely out of luck. Those tickets cannot be changed same day, and you can't fly standby. You'd literally have to cancel, pay a huge penalty, and buy a brand new ticket at walk-up prices. Yikes.
For those of you with standard and base fares who are actually eligible to make a change, burn this number into your brain: $75. That is JetBlue's flat fee for a same-day confirmed switch or to list for standby. And honestly, here's the absolute best part about this fee. It completely wipes out the fare difference. Normally, changing a flight means paying the difference in the ticket price, right? Which on the actual day of travel can be astronomical, hundreds of dollars. But with this same-day rule, you just pay the flat $75 no matter how ridiculously expensive the new flight currently is. That is a massive win for your wallet.
Of course, there are boundaries. To use these same-day rules, you have to be moving to an earlier or later flight on the exact same calendar day as your original departure. And generally, you've got to stick to the same route. You can't just suddenly swap a flight to Miami for a flight to Los Angeles. But JetBlue does offer an amazing loophole here. They let you swap to approved, co-located neighboring airports. Think about it. If you were originally flying into JFK in New York, but there's a better flight heading into LaGuardia or Newark, you can actually switch to one of those instead, assuming they have seats available. It's an awesome backup plan to have if one airport has better inventory.
Moving right along to part 3, confirmed switch versus standby. It is so important to know your options here. Basically, you have two very different paths you can take. A same-day switch is exactly what it sounds like. You get a confirmed seat. You know exactly when you're leaving, and you can actually trigger this change starting right at midnight in the time zone of your departing flight. You pay your fee, get your new boarding pass, and boom, stress gone. Standby, though, standby is a gamble. You use this when the flight you desperately want is totally sold out. You're put on a wait list, just crossing your fingers that someone misses their connection or oversleeps. You do have to pay the $75 fee to get on the list, but if a seat doesn't clear, they refund it. Also, unlike the confirmed switch, which you can do from your couch in your pajamas, standby usually requires you to physically list yourself at the airport prior to your original flight.
Now, please don't let this massive caveat catch you off guard. Neither the standby option nor the same-day switch will work if you're departing from a city that only has one JetBlue flight per day. I mean, it makes logical sense, right? You can't switch to another flight on the same day if there aren't any other flights.
Just keep in mind that these same-day perks only exist on routes with multiple daily frequencies.
All right, let's get a bit tactical. Section 4, the step-by-step change guide. Let's take control of your travel day. If you find yourself needing to pivot, here's your literal action plan to do it yourself, completely bypassing those nightmare airport customer service lines. Step 1 is where almost everybody messes up. You absolutely must uncheck yourself from your original flight. If you've already checked in, the system basically locks your reservation in a vault and will just throw errors at you if you try to change it. Uncheck first. Then, Step 2, log in to JetBlue's Managed Trips portal on their app or website. Step 3, select your flight segment and hit Change Flight to see what's available that day. Finally, Step 4, you'll either see a $0 balance if you're rocking a flex fare or mosaic status, or you'll be asked for that $75 fee. Pay it, and this is key, don't forget to actually check in again so you get your new boarding pass.
Now, you might be sitting there thinking, can I just call JetBlue and make them do this for me? Well, yeah, you can, but of course it's going to cost you. If you skip the digital self-service tools and decide to call support or use their live chat for a standard change, JetBlue slaps on an extra, non-refundable $25 per person service fee. So that $75 change suddenly becomes $100. Do yourself a favor, save your cash, and just do it on the app.
Okay, time to level up even further. Section 5, Pro Tips and Traps. This is the insider knowledge you need.
Let's talk about a real lifesaver, the 2-hour missed flight rule. Say traffic was awful and you literally watch your plane pull away from the gate. JetBlue actually lets you request same-day standby on the very next consecutive departure, as long as you talk to them or reach the airport within 2 hours of your missed flight scheduled departure time. You still pay the standby fee, but it totally saves your ticket from becoming worthless paper. Also, keep your eyes glued for weather waivers. If a massive storm is looming, JetBlue will often issue a waiver that lets you change your flight completely for free, overriding all the normal fees. If you see bad weather coming, check their travel alerts page immediately. Next tip, check inventory early. Confirm switches open right at midnight. The early bird absolutely gets the worm here. And finally, like we talked about earlier, always remember to check those co-located neighboring airports to magically expand your options if your main route is sold out.
We've covered a ton of ground here today. Let's wrap things up with Section 6, our final checklist and disclaimer before you fly.
If you remember literally nothing else from this explainer, please remember this. Your fare class dictates your freedom. You cannot buy a bare-bones basic economy ticket and expect VIP flexibility when things go sideways on the day of travel. If there's even a slight chance your plans might shift, like maybe that meeting wraps up early or your childcare situation is fluid, you really need to purchase a standard, flex, or premium fare from the get-go. Trying to save $40 on a Blue Basic ticket could end up costing you hundreds of dollars and a completely ruined day if you suddenly need to pivot. So book wisely based on the actual flexibility you might realistically need.
And of course, a quick but very necessary disclaimer. The airline industry changes constantly. While the strategies and frameworks we've walked through today are super powerful, you should absolutely always verify the most current policies, fees, and rules directly through JetBlue's official website or their customer service before you fly. Regulations and specific fee structures are always subject to change over time, so do a quick double check just to be safe.
So, armed with all this new knowledge, I've got to ask, how will mastering these rules change the way you book your next flight? Are you going to think twice about that basic economy ticket? Are you going to confidently pull up the app at midnight to secure an earlier flight home? The power is entirely in your hands now. Use it well, safe travels, and we will catch you on the next explainer.